It's 2026, and you know what that means. That means it's time to whip out the Fallout New Vegas, baby. With the new release of the Amazon Season 2, it's only fitting that I'm screaming to play this game. I have zero knowledge of it, only have played Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Kind of skipped the middleman here, which I've heard is the best. So we start the game, and we are introduced as the Courier. There is a guy in front of us pulling a fat fucking pistol at our head, saying he wants the parcel and we're better off dead. So confused about the situation, we wake up in front of a doctor. He tells us we've lost our parcel, just like a standard courier would, and it's now our task to try and retrieve that said parcel. But first, let's reconstruct our face. It's refreshing going back to this, because I'm very much spoilt by customization in games these days. But regardless, John Courier, the first of his name, was born. We learnt the basic movement. We are playing on PC. This also means that we do have mods. Simply put, the game doesn't run well on PC, so you do this so it doesn't crash. But it does also add running, which you could argue kind of makes the game a little easier. Next, we start our specialist system, where we go through strength, intellect, etc. And we were going for a lone wanderer build, so mid-maxing on our survivaling, constitution, repairs, and marksmanship, so through guns. Doc Mitchell tells us to look at some weird photos to try and see if we get some kind of traumas. Regardless of that, I say my ambition is to work with guns and only guns. So we thank the doc, steal all of his items in his house, and make our way into the Mojave wasteland. Immediately in front of us, we see a small little town known as Goodsprings. I was rushing through this part mainly just because I spent 2 hours playing the game to then not record any audio, so that was fucking great. Anyway, Sunny, the first bitch we see, she tells us that we need some training, passes us a rifle, and we start shooting bottles. I tell her that I'm a gaming warlord and I don't need any training, and then we find out that there's a shouting match going on at the bar.
You don't hand Ringo over soon. I'm going to get my friends. What do you want?
A guy named Joe tries to square up to me, telling me that we need to find Ringo, otherwise he'll burn down this place. We find out Joe's a member of the Powder Gangers, some kind of convict group that escaped, and now they're running havoc. And he's on the watch, and he wants Ringo, some kind of merchant. Trudy, the bartender, tells us that Joe's an absolute asshole, and we should protect Ringo, telling us that maybe we should go and speak to Ringo first. Giving us our first dilemma: do we go with the Powder Gangers or with Ringo? John sees life on the wild side, so decides to go and check out Ringo first, to instantly be introduced by a pistol aimed at his head. There's a running theme here. We tell him there's nothing to fear and that me and Sunny will help him out. We now speak to Sunny and tell her that we are ready to fight. She tells us we need backup. So we go and try and do some talking around the town to realise that we can't speak to save our lives, so it's stuck with me, Sunny, and Ringo, the Three Musketeers, to take on Joe and the Powder Gangers. We was getting a little fucked here, like, my pistol didn't do a lot of work. Luckily, Doc Mitchell hooked me up with a laser gun that he had in his bedroom drawer, so we used that, and that helped out a lot. Suddenly we get to the final kill. It's us versus Joe. And as I'm about to pull out my repeater, Ringo comes in with a quick shot. The merchant takes the final blow, killing Joe and the Powder Gangers for good. We're introduced to the morale system. Goodsprings loves us, but we're shunned by the Powder Gangers. Of course, no good deed comes undone. Ringo gives us 100 bottle caps, says thank you, and shows us a location where we might find him in the future.
I owe you more than that, though.
So as we wave goodbye, Goodsprings is officially done for us, and we now enter the actual game. After confirming my settings, we were ready, and on one side we could see Prim, the next objective for the main quest, and on the other, the correctional facility, where potentially we could find more of the Powder Gangers. So as I stumble across, find out this place was overthrown by ex-convicts using dynamite.
Don't you know this is Powder Ganger territory? This is, or was, the Big House. New California Republic Correctional Facility. Not much correcting went on here. One day, us prisoners decided to liberate ourselves.
But they're not very bright because apparently only 100 bottle caps is all it takes to enter.
100 caps sounds right to me.
And then we meet Eddie, the leader of the Powder Gangers, the group of convicts
Dawes
that
said
love
he let somebody
dynamite.
in. So you going to give me a reason not to kill you and throw your body back outside?
They took it over by the NCR. He
This
was
is Powder
polite to
Ganger
me,
territory,
a bit
my
sarcastic, but
Most of the
decided
guys around
I would do
here
a few
understand
tasks for him.
One, Chavez doesn't. Chavez formed his own crew and have been hitting traitors on their own.
Firstly was to take out Chavez, a member of the Powder
Bring your own
Gangers who
spokesman.
wasn't listening to Eddie, took things in his own hands, so we needed to do it the old-fashioned way, blowing him up with dynamite. Eddie was pleased, and next he had a second task for us, because constantly we are given tasks and we just listen like an ordered dog. He demands us to go and check out a merchant who's lingering around the prison. Turns out it wasn't a merchant at all, it's some kind of bounty hunter hired by the NCR, the New York, California
I'm really down here
Republic.
trying to catch some powder gangers, but they probably saw through me just like you did. I've been hanging around hoping to ambush some of them, but haven't had any success.
These are the capitalist law and order of New Vegas. I immediately lied to Eddie. Tell him that I killed the mercenary because I'm no convict. Regardless, I do love Eddie. Nevertheless, he was still happy with my efforts and told me to investigate Prim because there might be something going on there with the NCR. And Eddie was right. Prim was overrun by convicts. For some reason the NCR wasn't holding down order. I found out that dynamite was very good at this point because not only did it carry a lot of weight capacity, every single person you were killing from the convicts would drop about 3-4 dynamite. My skills came in handy at this point as well, repairing all the common good items I had like pistols, etc. And finally, we found the NCR camp. Little effort to protect, but clearly they had an issue with manpower. The guy inside was Lieutenant Hayes, an NCR leader who wouldn't tell me anything about the Powder Gangers without me doing something in return. So I tell him to fuck off and I go inside of Prim. Find a guy named John Nash. He's a tradesman hiding in a building, waiting for all the convicts to leave. I ask him about the Powder Gangers and, of course, it costs money. I don't have the money, so I go on a quest instead. With a lot of dynamite later in a true Powder Ganger fashion, we take out a building. It's very easy to bounce dynamite off walls and floors and just watch people run away.
There you are.
A guy's trapped in there named Deputy
I
Beagle.
don't suppose
He
you
sounds
came
kind of
here to rescue
important.
me.
Tell him to go outside considering we'll blow his face off.
Then I'll defer to your superior appraisal of character and prowess in contests of arms and see you outside.
Limb by limb by limb, every convict in that building was eliminated. Eddie was smiling from the heavens. Why do I follow Eddie? I thought I was following Goodsprings. Now I'm the Powder Gangers. NCR's asked me to do something. I'm kind of confused on what I'm doing here. Regardless, Beagle was safe.
Well,
Now he
that was
wanted a
quite an
new sheriff
adventure.
of the town.
We taught those
That wasn't an
convicts a thing or two,
NCR.
didn't
He
we?
doesn't want it to be
Breaking
overthrown by
myself out of a
taxes.
hostage.
Finally, I am giving the caps, and I can go to John Nash to get the information I need about the NCR. The twat wasn't clearly in any rush because he told me that they're trying to invade the prison as we speak. So immediately I rush back to check on my boss to hope he's safe. As calm and collected as Eddie could ever be, he was armed and ready, treating me
Sounds
to a
like
few
they're
bottle
already here.
caps,
There's no way
100 to
I'm
be
letting them
exact.
take me alive.
Seems to be a theme around here.
Stick around and help us, but feel free to kill a few of the bastards on your way out.
And then we were at war with the NCR. Whipping out the flamer, the knife stabbing them, a lot of dynamite thrown, a lot of deaths in the process. Regardless, we took out the NCR, I looted their corpses, took their appearance, and became an NCR member. The only issue was I was blended in. Luckily, no one from the Powder Gangers cared at this point, so as I went back to try and find Eddie, no one was shooting me. But Eddie could not be seen. A single goodbye was all it took. He introduced me into the wasteland and gave me orders. He might have been a sarcastic prick, but he was my sarcastic prick. So like any ADHD wastelander, we instantly move on to find the Sheriff of Prim. Turns out with Eddie gone, the powder gangers clearly hated me, so I started shooting them and taking them all out.
Sounds like the NCR is finally getting off their ass to settle.
One of them ended up being Myers, an ex-sheriff, who was sentenced by the NCR because he got a little too high and mighty on his power.
I was a sheriff, believe it or not. Short version is that sometimes justice is a little slow.
He said he would become the Sheriff of Prim if we found him a pardon.
Job and it better. I also need to be able to do things my own way.
Long travel through the wasteland, a few people taken out, and now we have introduced ourselves to Ranger Jackson.
Hurry, only passing through. And if you're passing through, you picked a bad time.
And once again, he needs our help. He does also make Myers a free man, so we forget about what the sheriff wants, and we quickly speak to Myers. Immediately shapeshifts into a uniform like he was already prepared for this moment.
Kept my head down the whole time. Didn't want any part of it. I stuck around, figuring the NCR would show up and put things back the way they were.
But at least we know Prim is in a safe place. Currently not trusting the NCR and their morals, so I'm kind of happy this is the direction we're taking.
And told what to do.
So we head to Novac for our main mission. And to repeat, what was our main mission? A lot of things have gone on in the Mojave wasteland. The main mission is to retrieve a parcel. Like a failed FedEx delivery driver, we have mislaid a parcel, we need to retrieve it. At the same time, we need to find the guy who shot us with the pistol and ask him what the fuck just happened. And while we do that, I'm currently shooting ants for the NCP because I'm a bit of a fence sitter. 1 second I'm aiming for the Goodspring, next to the powder gangers, and then the NCP. John Courier is kind of living up to his name and just doing any job that pays. Eventually on my travels, I found people crucified. Turns out some of them were powder ganger members, so my hairs were a little bit on edge. This psycho started speaking to me, talking about the work of Kaiser.
Don't worry. I won't have you lashed to a cross like the rest of these degenerates. It's useful that you happen by.
Saying that there is a big faction on the way, and they don't take any prisoners, but they would likely take me in. I tell him I'll leave it for now, and then start looking into the building. And to my surprise, everyone is dead. Who is this Kaiser? Why do certain people call him Caesar? Why do certain people call him Kaiser? It's here I get a rude awakening. The NCR warns me that I need to be on their good side and I need to get better morale with them or else.
Pissed yourself, I'll assume that you don't know who we are. Next time I'll bring my sickle and wear my black cloak. See, the NCR sends us when they want terrible things done to terrible people.
I don't take threats lightly. With this information, I bin him off and go to Novac. We're introduced to Manny, the guard, the leader of Novac, who informs us he really likes this place. They're lacking supplies and they can't do efficient trading with people due to the fact of the aerospace facility having people shooting. As we enter this ghoul-infested facility, we hear a strange voice on the intercom telling us what to do.
Go to the big room on the east side of this building and take the metal staircase all the way up.
Take out a few ghouls with our new service rifle, the NCR service rifle. Love this weapon at the moment, really packs a punch. Plenty of lock picking because I've leveled that up to level 25 and followed orders all the way to the top. We arrive and we meet this absolute legend, Chris Haverson.
God, but are you ugly. Get upstairs and talk to Jason before I throw up just from looking at you.
He claims to call us a smooth skin, this racist motherfucker. But I'll let it slide because I want to see what Jason thinks.
Hello, Wanderer. Please forgive us our humble surroundings. Our true home awaits us in the far beyond.
This is Jason, a glowing ghoul known for the Bright Companions. It's a group of ghouls looking to essentially leave the wasteland for good. We're talking remove themselves from the planet.
Especially the violence and bigotry of its human inhabitants. The Creator has promised to my flock a new land, a place of safety and healing.
Jason asks us if we can undergo some tasks, and then he will immediately leave the facility. And instead of taking the aggressive route, I agree. Also speak to him about Chris.
You're referring to Chris. I doubt you had much luck if you tried telling him that he's human. We had the same discussions when he first appeared, and the same lack of success.
We address the elephant in the room, and both of us agree that Chris is not a ghoul. Yep, regardless, we support what he believes in. Jason asks if we can take out this Night King group of super mutants who are invisible. They're currently locked in the basement. Entering in, starting a fight, we find another ghoul named Harland. He's kind of stuck in a room.
Come and get it, you big dumb. Hey, you're not one of those things out there.
Refusing to come out unless he finds his ghoulette lover.
Maybe you noticed a bunch of invisible monsters out there. I've been in here, trying not to get dead.
Instantly after, I find a chap who wasn't attacking me.
What's that, Antler? We have a visitor. An assassin, more like.
I knew he was clearly a super mutant and potentially one of the Night King, but he was fine. This guy was Davison. He was bad shit crazy, absolutely dosed up on stealth boys.
I am in command of my faculties, in command of my troops. Antler guides me in all things, as I in turn guide my kin.
He took orders from a bone helmet called Antler.
No trouble wanted? Too bad. Trouble finds you. You come here for a reason, human.
Regardless, John will help anyone out, so he asked him what he needed. He needed to find a big stash of stealth boys. I go back to Harlan to ask if I can look. He says no unless you find my girlfriend.
A stash of stealth boys? Are you kidding me?
So we start the hunt, slaying Night King. Ghoulette is dead, so unfortunately we have to go and tell Harland.
I see. Well, spare me the details.
Harland isn't actually too bothered. He allows us to go upstairs and he says he'll just help Jason. At this point, I do my first hack of the computer. It's pretty simple. You remove the duds, and once you've removed the dubs, you'll be left with certain words. Press the word, and then you just need to compare what letters match other words in there. It's hard to explain without looking at it, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We open the file to find out that Davison's supply of stealth boys isn't even in this facility, so he's wasted his time. Now he officially hates me. The Night King all tried to kill me, and because I retaliated, Davison now is trying to kill me. Being a fence sitter has not really paid off yet. Regardless, Jason thanks us. Chris is happy, and we end up going down to the basement.
Bless you, Wanderer. Bless us all.
We find there's a rocket ship that Jason wants us to fix with Chris's skill set.
Are yet missing vital components. If you would still help us, Wanderer, speak to Chris. He can tell you what is missing.
He lets us on a nugget of information. Chris is not allowed on the journey, so he is going to be left here regardless.
I take no pleasure in hiding the truth from Chris, but it is the Creator's will to which I must submit.
And they are trying to go off the world, and they believe there's too much radiation for Chris. That said, I decide to help.
That I am to cooperate with you on the final tasks necessary. I'm the flock's resident engineer. I've always been good with machines.
2 long trips around the wasteland for scrap, and then Chris can begin with the launch.
Indeed you did. And they seem to be in excellent condition.
So this cult absolutely abused Chris's intelligence here.
Yes. I'll tell Jason that the great journey can begin.
And now they're leaving the poor boy. Clearly scarred from his past.
I was human once, you know. Grew up in Vault 34, northeast of here. Nice upbringing if you like assault rifles and target practice. Haverson won't mind getting irradiated. Haverson won't mind mutating. He's already ugly as it is. Haverson won't mind when his hair starts falling out after a few years. There's no connection, Haverson. You're neurotic.
We shall never forget you. I ask that you forgive us, Chris, and give us your blessing. And we bestow ours upon you.
Ghoul. They were just using me. And dying would be worse than this? Used up and thrown away like garbage?
Even though he's a ghoul, he should go and check out Novac.
Oh,
he will be
so
welcomed
I've
there.
redeemed life among humans again? That's what you're suggesting? I guess it's the only chance I've got.
Chris does listen, and then our outcome is that we get to launch the ghouls to space. And one small, swift moment, pressing a button, A dramatic scene, and then the bright companions are no longer to be seen. We don't know if they survived. We don't know if they made it to another planet. So let's pause for a second. Let's take a deep breath. There was a lot to digest there. A lot has already happened. We have John, who's visited a load of different gangs already. He's just dealt with ghouls who want to go to a different planet, who think they're some kind of higher being. We've got Night King, who are dosed up on drugs. We've got a man who thinks he's a ghoul. And that said, we still can't find our fucking parcel. If you get to the end, if you get to this part of the video, props to you. I want in the comments saying I made it this far. I want a timestamp as well, so I know you're not bullshitting. Once heading to Novac, we find that Chris is looking happy, and at least that storyline ended well.
Thanks for telling me about this place.
Now we speak to Manny. Manny tells us about this bastard in a suit who's known as Benny. The thugs that were with him are currently in Boulder City. They were trapped by the NCR.
For Benny, he was traveling with some members from my old gang. They were going to Boulder City.
So we go to where the NCR goon
Where do you
is.
think you're going? I can't let you go into the ruins, not without a reason.
He tells us that we shouldn't go in, but if we do, can we please rescue his friends?
One of my patrols was on its way back from Novac when it came under fire from the Great Khans.
As we walk in, no one has started a fight. We speak to one of the gang members named Jessup.
Back in Goodsprings. You're supposed to be dead.
A bit shocked to see me, but isn't really a bad guy.
Right before he stabbed us in the back.
It turned out Benny ripped him off too, and he wanted revenge. So to be fair, he was just another guy trying to do a job who got ripped off. So at this point, I noticed their jackets. I put on a Khan biker jacket. Looks really fucking cool. Turns out the NCR didn't like that at all. Jessup, relieved that we killed the NCR, leaves, and honestly, I don't regret it. And as we leave, we try to fight Private Kowalski. And this is the reason I don't like the NCR. Like, I shitting on them a lot this video. But they try and bring law and order, but as they do that, they're very easily manipulated by money and power. So there is no middleman. So when you are a stranded wastelander, you have to listen to their orders. If you're a rich, high and mighty person living in New Vegas, you can do what you want. And here is Victor. I haven't mentioned Victor a lot at all. This is a robot that helped me when I got shot at the beginning of the video. He's kind of appeared here and there, so I haven't really added him in yet.
Fancy pants? No, I ain't seen hide and hair of him since the tussle in Goodsprings. I'm sure he ran back to the soft living of New Vegas.
We saw him at Goodsprings when we take out the powder gangers. We saw him in Novac. We also eventually might see him in New Vegas because that's where he's heading. He's kind of just been there. It's really happy to see a similar face though. It's good to have Victor there. I full send the main quest. I ended up inside of a casino, and there I see Benny.
What in the goddamn? Let's keep this in the groove, hey? Smooth moves, smooth.
A smooth talker, and like I said, he told me it's better to speak upstairs in a private room.
What say you and me cash out? Go somewhere more private-like.
So instead of swinging at him, first things first, a couple of hands of blackjack.
Baby, this little meet and greet of ours, chalk me up as a no-show.
As I go upstairs, turns out Benny shafted me. I should have really saw this coming. Now I'm the villain. Everyone is shooting me in this place and I don't really know what to do. Luckily, outside of New Vegas, completely safe. As we leave to try and hunt down Benny, we find another man inviting us to an audience with Caesar. He seeks an audience with us and he's given us access.
Forgiven. Caesar will not extend this mercy a second time.
So I hunt down Benny.
You dig this crazy scene or what?
I find this Securitron named Yes Man.
Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
He tells me exactly what was in the package when I got shot.
House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow.
He tells me there's a guy called Mr. House who runs the Securitrons and is overseeing New Vegas.
Gives me control over all Mr. House's defenses. Most prominently, his Securitrons.
He also tells me that this potential chip which was in this package, might give us a direction to maybe overthrowing and taking over New Vegas. He's a very helpful bot, and he does whatever you ask him. We have a good look at Lucky 38, a place that we're currently not allowed in. There are rumours that's where Mr. House is based. It's really not a good idea to try fight these Securitrons. They will fuck you up. A lot of blackjack later, and I mean a lot. I'm talking, we've played 4 or 5 hours of blackjack. It's very satisfying to play. It's really quick and easy. You can pump the hands fast. My only issue was 200 caps was like the max. Eventually I was going to Caesar on the map. This is when you find the game's not overly large, but very dense. There is a lot of things going on, and there was a lot of things I missed in this playthrough. We enter Caesar's camp, and crucifixions, slaves walking around. I don't know if this really is the place for me.
You're here to fight in the arena? Then you're talking to the right man.
But immediately I see Benny, and on a throne is Kaiser.
So, I finally get to meet the courier who's caused so much trouble for the new California Republic.
He was impressed with my killing. He knew I built a name for myself, and he wanted me to help him take over Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam is the foundation for power in New Vegas, currently monitored and guarded by the NCR.
And inside that hatch are 2 steel doors that bear the sigil of
He wants us to take over Hoover Dam with him, so then they can become the heart of Mojave.
Benny was carrying when we captured him. Isn't that interesting? Even more interesting, there's a slot about the same size as the chip on the console that opens. I think the platinum chip opens those doors.
Personally, I don't align with the NCR, but I don't know if I align with Caesar either. Regardless, if I do a few tasks for him, he will let me get revenge on Benny. But my god, Benny is a smooth talker, and he works his charm on me.
Laugh it up on your own time. Down to brass tacks.
And I don't know if it was 25 hours of playing.
The strip, you find Yes Man. I made it so that cat can't help but be helpful. Dig?
And I just don't hold a grudge, but I kind of like Benny.
Try not to smile so wide, baby. You might break your mouth. Yeah, Baldy said you'd get to decide. So which way you leaning?
At this point, I may have joined Caesar's legions and started attacking slaves. There was this like arena, and I was having loads of fun just killing people. John's a bit of a madman at the moment. He doesn't know what to do in life. He's just going from A to B. And the main quest was to put this chip, either destroy it, give it to someone else, or place the chip into this processor unit. And that's what we did. We went into a bunker and officially upgraded the Securitrons to Mark II. Next, what was needed was you needed to give the chip to someone so they could have control. I don't know if I made a mistake here and I should have went differently with my path. I was a bit confused on what I did when I inserted the chip. I was like, oh no. But regardless, we go forward. Caesar was alright with it. He just said as long as I could kill Mr. House first, and then we could take over Hoover Dam. But first, I get to take care of Benny. And in his final moments, I tell him all the ways I would kill him.
Pay to have that bronzed. So all you gotta do is talk to
But you know what? There was a glimpse of me.
How to set things in motion. Make Vegas a town I would have been proud of, baby.
John Courier isn't a bad guy.
I see. And how's that gonna happen?
He's just had a hard life. So in our final moments, we save Benny.
Come on. Had enough? Had enough.
So we know that's not an option, so we take him into the pits, and sorry, Benny, we stabbed the living shit out of him.
You like that?
Damn!
I dive into Caesar's story a lot more in another video. Lucky 38 opens, and we are introduced to Mr. House.
You've been a busy courier, haven't you? You take your obligation to deliver a package very seriously, an ethic for which I am grateful.
This guy was a dickhead. He kept insulting me, calling me a mindless courier, doing one simple job. I don't like that. John does not like that.
Standing alone before me, surrounded by my heavily armed Securitron guard. You really think I'm going to let an upstart come into my home and ransom my property to me? I spent 2 centuries searching.
We take things into our own hands and say, fuck you, Mr. House.
Entering combat.
Okay, fine. I'm a small man in a big world. There's a lot of players here. We're talking the NCR. We're talking Caesar. Mr. House. Even fucking Benny has got a hand to play. For me, I'm just losing. Time after time. Constantly losing. I'm too weak, so I give the chip to Mr. House. And look what I've done.
The significance of what you accomplished at the fort.
Probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. Securitron's ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges.
I might be sitting on the fence too much, not committing. So Mr. House tasked me to get rid of some of the big players. These were the boomers.
If that's so, how about you look into repairing the solar
Quests were
arrays
racking
on
up
the
a
roof of
bit.
the
Loads of
generator?
decisions to make. So instead of doing a quest, we played more and more blackjack. So we go to the boomers. They ask us for a few quests. We introduce ourselves. And we have a choice to help the boomers or do what Mr. House said. And all I could say is this one's for Eddie. I know. John wanted to feel power, so he blew up everyone with a launcher. He killed every boomer for good. He didn't even give him a chance at all. If you want me to try out the boomer playthrough, comment free boomer. It's time to tell Mr. House the good news. We have praised ourselves. Mr. House is impressed, but tells us there's more to be done.
But it has a long and storied history. I'll consider the boomers neutralized.
So much moving parts to this. And it's at this point, I had an epiphany. I spoke to Mr. Yes. Being called a mindless courier, being told to go from A to B, being told more tasks need to be done. John doesn't want to do any of that anymore. He's sick of it. So, we speak to Mr. Yes and see if we can take over the Securitrons for good. See if we can become the leader. Before global takeover, we need to speak to respected factions. The Brotherhood are still welcoming. Turns out they hate the NCR, and because I was dressed like him, I got shot.
I've told you what to do. Strip off your clothes and equipment or face summary execution.
They have an underground base.
How the hell did you get in here? Normally I would have already shot you, but I'm under orders to bring you to the Elder.
And now we're officially a prisoner. Thank you,
You
Mr.
took an
Yes.
extreme risk in coming here. My policy towards trespassers
We were
has
appointed
not
to
been
kill an
lenient.
NCR ranger.
Fitted with an
If not,
explosive
a collar around our neck would explode.
Wander off and it will detonate. Focus on your mission, and you'll be fine.
And this bitch was fucking difficult. I wasn't best equipped for Dobson. It was an unstoppable force and killed me multiple times. So I don't know exactly what happened here, but I found out if I had a combat knife and went straight against Dobson and didn't let him get any distance, he couldn't actually shoot me. He had like 0 range or something. I don't know what was happening, but luckily this was the strat I went with. Regardless, the Elder of the Brotherhood of Steel was happy.
NCR patrols. Did you just make matters worse? It would seem you are a brute. But even a brute can be of use.
He gave us access to the base and a few more quests regardless. So I went to Yes Man to report. Few more gangs to go. The Omitras, the Khans were the only ones that were left. John didn't want to serve anyone anymore. So apart from speaking to him, we left. Next big hit
Don't
list
stay away too long.
was Mr. House himself. We equipped ourselves with our new sniper rifle and pressed the button on the terminal. Turns out that didn't go too well. I decided to be a little bitch. I pressed the terminal and took full advantage of running so I could run to the next area before being detected.
I won't attack you any further.
After not being detected, I'm
Stay away
finally
from the
here.
console. It doesn't do anything.
I'm just a courier, Mr. House. That's right. Who's the guy holding the cards now?
Have you done this? If personal gain, what you sought, should have done as asked.
It's time for you to take a little nap. Turns out Mr. Yes was happy. Shocker. We both went to the house and he did his thing.
Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go.
Now Mr. Yes is the big screen on the wall, officially in the mainframe controlling New Vegas. He had a plan to control all the robots so then we could use them in our own fight.
Wow. Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network.
Theoretically, I shouldn't have to lift a single finger in this fight. That was the aim. So I placed the chip in the module, and now we have power. Now we can give everything we've achieved to focus on the dam. We can either help NCR, help Caesar, or we can become in charge. I was feeling quite evil now. At this moment, I was getting a little bit like, you know, like how Myers was when he was trying to shoot people and lost his sheriff? That was me. Get a notification to say, are you ready to start Hoover Dam? And it's important to note here, and this was silly, I sold everything because I didn't want to use any weapons and just rely on robots. First challenge was these two Brotherhood of Steel members. I go for it and send it. It finally works. We have power to our new empire. And look at them go. Everywhere I go, I've got Mark II Securitrons at full force. It's so good. Now we enter Caesar's camp. And I might have fucked up here, I can admit. Because I didn't have any gear or anything, this was quite challenging. I finally arrived at this legend who instantly gave me a good time.
That defy his rule. If you seek to stand against me, you shall fall as the West falls. Coward.
I prayed to the gods, and in my head, I heard a little whisper, blow the fuck up, Eddie. And in my eyes, I see a vision of Eddie. And now I'm fully dressed as a powder ganger, holding a holy hand grenade. And I storm into the camp like a badass general, taking out everyone. I meet the badass legend himself. I throw the holy hand grenade that was blessed upon me by Eddie. And now we're here with our final decision of the game, the NCR. And after all of that, I thought maybe they'd be quite appreciative. I've taken over Hoover Dam, I've protected the area, taken it through the Khans. The Khans have been eliminated right then and there. I have taken out Caesar's Legion.
Guess it ain't no secret how you, I say, can you ask them to put their weapons down?
But still, he has the audacity to not treat me.
Some courier walked the wasteland fuck talk to me like that. Who the hell do you think you are? Looking to cash your chips to the sound of NCR bullets, huh?
As an authoritative figure, I am still just a mindless courier. You know what? Die, die, die. I sprinted away, and the robots did my dirty work. And there is the story of John Courier. Honestly, it was my first ever playthrough of Fallout New Vegas.
I didn't want to make a big deal about this until after we won.
Immediately after playing it, all I can say is I wanted to make another save and go a completely different route with this.
Reprogram my personality. Fun. Take care.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Goodsprings cheated death once again. and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The Courier, with the aid of Yes Man, drove both the Legion and the NCR from Hoover Dam, securing New Vegas's independence from both factions. With Mr. House out of the picture, part of the Securitron army was diverted to the Strip to keep order. Any chaos on the streets was ended quickly. Chaos became uncertainty, then acceptance with minimal loss of life. New Vegas assumed its position as an independent power in the Mojave. Preferring neither the best of the NCR nor the worst of the Legion, the Courier was the man responsible for a truly independent New Vegas.
That's probably why people love this game so much, why people use it as one of their bucket list games you need to play. It was weird that the game wasn't so open world as I thought it would be like previous Bethesda titles, but it was so dense and every decision you made was always a heads or tails kind of move. John had enough. John was sick of people barking orders on him. Maybe another character would be able to do differently. I actually love this game. I think it was actually really cool. Playing it, I want to play it again and I want to do a deeper dive. That might be another video. We go down a different route. Who knows? I hope you've enjoyed. If you watch this far, then yeah, fuck it. Do what you want.
Battered by the loss of the
I'll see you in the next video.
We're unable to devote any troops to retaking the correctional facility from the Powder Gangers. As a result, Powder Ganger raids on caravans became an unfortunate fact of life in the Mojave for years to come.
Armed with a wide array of improvised explosives and stolen weapons, the Vault 19 Powder Gang tormented the Mojave Wasteland for years. Citizens of the NCR were favorite targets, and they always suffered the worst fates.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Prim with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them. And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.